Hey there, as a student at MCC, you have lots of technology available to you. And so what I want to do is spend a few moments to just go over more specifically Canvas and how you're going to get through that, where you need to go, what you need to be aware of, and other items like that. So once you get logged in using our single sign-on system known as OneLogin at montcalm.onelogin.com, you're going to see your different app tiles that are available to you here. If you haven't reset your password, meaning if you're still using your temporary password, you're going to want to take a moment to go and adjust that. And all you need to do is go up in the upper right hand corner where you see your name, click on Profile, and you're going to see the Change Password link right there. You bring that up and you can change your password. The other item that I recommend that you tend to is two-factor authentication. At some point, you are going to get locked out of your account, most likely. Or forget your password for whatever reason. If you don't have two-factor authentication set up, you're going to have to call or stop into the service desk to have them reset your password. To set up two-factor authentication, you simply click on this plus sign, and you're going to select the OneLogin security questions. For you will have options that pop up. You'll have to set 5 security questions, ranging from things like first pet's name to street you grew up on, city you were born in, mother or father's middle name. You get the idea. You're familiar with those from other sites that you probably have passwords saved at. But in any case, once you set that, you should be good to go. Should you forget your password, they ask you, hey, what's your middle name? And you tell them, and you're back in business. But moving back to the homepage of OneLogin, like I said, we're going to focus on Canvas today. So let's go ahead and move on over to Canvas. When you enter Canvas, it's going to take you directly to what's called the Canvas dashboard. This is going to be a place where your courses that you're currently enrolled in are going to show up. A couple things about those courses. First of all, they'll only show up on the dashboard if they are favorited. So if you're enrolled in a course and it's not showing up on the dashboard, don't panic. I'll show you how to get to that here in a second. Another item that you need to be aware of is if your instructor has not published your course yet, which they have all the control over, it won't show up on your dashboard. So you may be in a course and you may have it ready to show on your dashboard, but if your instructor hasn't published it yet, it's not going to be available to you. So let's take a look over here in the green area at the global navigation. This is going to be a navigation bar that's going to show up no matter where you're at in Canvas, and more on that here in a little bit as well. But if your course isn't showing up, all you need to do is go to the courses area and click on all courses. And you're going to see a list here, and in this case, I'm using a test user right now. This test user only has 2 courses. Some of you may have a few more courses than what you're seeing right here. And you may see them divided up, such as things like current enrollments and future enrollments. If you have a past enrollment, I mean that there's a section for that as well. But in any case, if you want it to show up on your dashboard, all you have to do is make sure that the star is filled in. And then you can go right back to your dashboard, and that course will show up for you. A couple other items before we actually go into the course. You have the ability to check your calendar. So if assignments and events were posted within your courses by your instructors, they will actually show up on your calendar if you go to that. And you can see this test user has some sample items that show up there as well. If you need to get in touch with an instructor or someone else within your course, you can go to the inbox feature here, and if you click on this little feather icon, you can actually select a course and then message individuals within your course. All right, you can see how that works. As far as the messages go, you can actually link it to your email so that any message sent in Canvas or sent to you in Canvas will show up in your email. And to do that, you just go up to your account. And there's a few items that I want to show you around here in account. You can see this test user doesn't actually have a profile picture. I'll show you how to get one of those on display as well. But if we go to your settings first, I'm going to skip profile. I'll come back to that. But if we go to your settings, this is where you can actually link your email address. And it's very easy to do. You just click on the plus sign and use your email of choice. There's also other ways that you can connect. You can connect via text message. There's also the option to connect your social media as well if you'd like to get notifications via Twitter. That is an option. But here is where, like I said, you can view what your profile settings have. As far as actually editing your profile settings, you're going to go to Profile, And then over in the upper right hand corner, if you just click on Edit Profile, that will allow you to do things like change the biography. From here you can also change your profile picture, which I highly recommend you do, especially if you are a student enrolled in online and or hybrid courses, as those courses don't meet face-to-face as much, and it's much easier for your peers and your instructor and vice versa to put a face with a name if they can see your profile picture. It's also good to let other individuals know that you're not just student A, B, C, or D, but you actually have some hobbies and interests, and so filling that out is a good idea. Lastly, in the account area is notifications. Canvas allows you to set your notifications based on how you want to receive them. You can see that there's a key up here, and you have the option to be notified right away. You can get a summary, a daily summary, and you get a weekly summary, or you can choose, I don't want to know anything. This applies to each different row here. Okay, so you can see if a due date has been set, you can adjust to be notified right away. You can get a summary at the end of the day, summary at the end of the week, or I just don't want to know if due dates have been adjusted. And you can see that there's a lot of different account notifications that you can set and fine-tune. Please keep in mind that these notifications apply to all of your courses. This isn't a course-by-course notification setting. When you set these, they apply to notifications for all of your courses. Okay? There's no save needed. You just set those items and set it and forget it. So that's pretty much it as far as your account goes and the global navigation. I'm going to go ahead and, well, there is one more thing, the help menu. Our service desk is located in the city, on the city campus in the Dozier building, and TLC building in the Greenville campus. But they have hours that they're open and closed. So if you were to need assistance in Canvas outside of those hours, generally Monday through Friday after 7 p.m., the service desk shuts down. But if you're going to need help outside of that on Canvas, we have Tier 1 support. And so all you need to do is click on the help menu, and you can call Canvas, email Canvas, and I recommend that you chat with Canvas. They're very prompt. They'll be there right away, 24/7, 365. So they will always be there if you're having a Canvas issue or you can't access something or whatever the deal is. So just so that you are aware of that. Moving away from the global navigation, let's head on back to the dashboard and let's actually access one of our courses. I have a test course set up, so I'm going to go ahead and access that just so you can have a little look around and see what is in the course. Like I said, this course won't be here unless the instructor publishes it and you favorite it. But once that does happen, there it is. And here's what you're going to see. You'll notice that we have a new navigation bar that pops up. It's called the course navigation bar. Okay, our global navigation bar is still there with all the items that I just covered. But now we have another navigation that's specific to the course you're in. Your instructor has the ability to set the items that will appear on the course navigation. So some of you may see more choices in one course compared to the next course, because that is up to the instructor. This one is set for the modules to be the home page. We encourage instructors to use modules as the home page and as the main media to share content, course content with you. You can see this one is divided up on a weekly basis. So as you go to your course, you look at Module 1 and you see what you need to do and the materials that you will need. You'll have an assignment. You might have a discussion. You have some links that you need to access, maybe some supplemental resources. You might have a quiz. There's lots of different items that your instructors can add. Your instructors have the ability to lock these items. So even though you can see them, you may not have the ability to access them until the instructor deems that you need them, or maybe there's a certain date which they will automatically be available to you. A couple other items. Over here on the right-hand side, you have your course stream. This is only going to be visible on the right-hand side. It's just going to be a list of items that you have upcoming as far as due dates go, point values, things like that. You can actually click to access the items from that area. If you've turned something in and recently received feedback, well, that will go in the recent feedback area. This course here is set up so that announcements show up on the home page. A snippet, the last 3 announcements will actually show up. So encourage your instructor to post their announcements up there. If they don't know how to do that, just have them email me, Kevin Wagenmaker, and I will make sure that they know how to do that. The last thing that I want to make sure that I point out for you is this Office 365 integration. For those of you that store your files using OneDrive, you have access to all of those files within Canvas. If you're not quite sure what OneDrive is, you can access it via Office 365. And once you get to Office 365, you are going to seek out the OneDrive. And you'll find OneDrive if you click on the upper left-hand corner here. You see the OneDrive tile, and that will take you right into all your OneDrive files. The good news is using that integration, you don't have to go to OneDrive. All your files will be readily available, so if you need to share a file or turn in a file, you can do that right within Canvas. So that's a pretty good overview as far as the things that you will need to know regarding Canvas in your life and your courses. It's a very easy LMS, learning management system, for you to put to use. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact the service desk. They can be reached at servicedesk@montcalm.edu. If you need to contact me, Kevin Wagenmaker, my email is kevin.wagenmaker@montcalm.edu. Thank you very much for tuning in, and have a great semester.